What's happening, guys? We are back here again today for another video. On today's discussion, guys, we're going to be talking about the top 5 reasons why I never go to the dealership. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on today's discussion video. For anybody new, welcome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. I've got an excellent library of automotive content. Your support is much appreciated. So reason number 1, this is definitely something that immediately triggers any everyday car enthusiast, people that are always trying to take care of their exterior as well as their interior. They want to make sure their car is in tip-top shape and it remains clean. And that is when you go to the dealership and they want to run your car through a car wash. Anybody who knows a thing or two about cars, we all share the same undying hatred for automated car washes. This is definitely a great way to really break down the quality, the condition of your paint. The other issue I see a lot of times in dealerships is you'll see people with a lot of like jewelry, necklaces, belt buckles, things of that sort when they're like washing or drying the car. If you're trying to make sure your car stays in tip-top shape, this kind of stuff just can't happen. So next on the list, guys, I feel like it's super annoying every time you try to go to the dealership for something basic and they want to try to perform some software update on the car. Now, any of you guys watching this video, I'm assuming you're a car or modification enthusiast. If you already have some kind of tune on the car, the last thing you want is these guys to run some factory software update that's going to overwrite your existing tune on the car. I mean, this is just like super annoying, super frustrating, definitely not something you want to deal with. Obviously, you're going to have to spend time either reflashing the car. You might be able to do it yourself. You might have to take it to your shop and pay them. And it's going to really incur a lot of unnecessary expense and headache. So again, super frustrating. If your car is tuned, there's a chance they might overwrite the tune that's on the car. They might end up locking the ECU or somehow interfering with what you're running on the car. So again, just another reason why I tend to shy away from the dealership environment. So continuing beyond the software updates and tuning, all that kind of stuff, again, speaking from the standpoint of a performance modification enthusiast, and that is dealers giving people a hard time about modifications on their cars. We've all heard it before. Sir, we've noticed your vehicle has been modified, appears to be operating outside its factory parameters. Yes, I am in fact aware that the car is running outside of its factory parameters. Like, bro, my automotive existence lives to operate outside of the car's factory parameters. Now, I know this video is going to come across as a little bit of a rant, guys, but bear with me. I know I speak on behalf of everyone when I say we just want to modify our cars and be left alone, take care of whatever minimal service that we had to go to the dealership for, and go about our day. The next reason, they always love to try to upsell you on some unnecessary crap you just don't need. And I'm not just talking about additional upselling services. I'm talking about like you literally have salespeople that go around with nothing more than the purpose of trying to get people to trade out of their existing cars that they brought in for service and try to trade them into buying a new car. Now, again, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do their job, but straight up, if I'm here, if I'm spending money to maintain the car, to keep this thing on the road, chances are I probably don't want to fork over a massive amount of money and take on more debt to try to get myself a new car that is just a bad financial decision. It's commonly known that a high-pressure sales environment such as a dealership is always going to be challenging. These guys work really hard. They have to face a lot of stress. They're dealing with a lot of tension associated with sometimes unrealistic sales goals. So I don't want to come down too hard on sales guys, but I really think that like the business structuring of this type of selling is just not really the best way to go about it. I think that it is important for all types of businesses to be successful and make sure that they hit their goals within reason. But I just don't really like the approach of trying to shake people down that are just trying to keep their cars up and running, trying to keep them on the road. And it's just really not going to be a solution for somebody to incur a massive amount of debt just because they need new brakes on their car. So next on the list, guys, to go ahead and wrap things up, one of the main reasons why myself, as well as many others, avoid dealerships is because they just tend to be rather overpriced for general maintenance and services. I imagine probably a lot of you guys watching these videos are do-it-yourself car guys. If you're mechanically inclined, you've got the skill set, you've got the tools, the know-how to take on a lot of these repairs yourself. You don't have to pay somebody else to do it. By all means, save yourself the money, take care of those services and repairs yourself. If you have the ability to do so, it's always a great way to save yourself some money. You just want to make sure that you have a realistic assessment of your skill set and know when you should take something to the experts and when you might be able to get away with doing something yourself. Now, I know myself personally well enough that I'm not mechanically inclined and I'm not good at working on cars. So to me, I would much rather pay a professional to perform requested services or upgrades. So again, this is really something that's going to boil down to your individual skill set, your abilities, and what you're confident doing. I can say one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to DIY attempted repairs is trying to replace rear brakes on modern day cars with electronic parking brakes. If you don't have the right type of scan tool, if you're not going to be able to put the parking brake in the service position, you end up disassembling your caliper. You find yourself in an absolute disaster. You can't get the caliper to re-engage correctly. So just a bonus tip, guys, if you're thinking about doing this yourself, make sure you have the right tools or you pay a professional repair facility. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Always like to hear your thoughts and feedback. If you prefer to go to the dealership, avoid the dealership, or prefer to work on your car yourself. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today's semi-rant video, guys. I hope you find this information somewhat informative and possibly entertaining. If you did, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more. If you happen to be working on any DIY, automotive, service, maintenance, or any possible upgrades, I'll be sure to leave all applicable links in the description box down below. Feel free to use those links. It really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.